Hello everyone. In previous classes, we have studied about industry analysis and Porter's 5 forces of the industry analysis. In today's class, we will speak about company analysis. So what is company analysis? It involves a class investigative scrutiny of the company's financial and non-financial aspects with a view to identifying its strength, weakness and future business prospects. That means here we are going to speak about only one particular company and we are going to analyze the financial and non-financial aspects, including strength, weakness, and even threats and opportunities. It's nothing but SWOT analysis. So, under company analysis, very important aspects are financial analysis, non-financial analysis, and SWOT analysis. Okay. So, about financial analysis, in the industry analysis itself and in the economic analysis itself, you are studied what to analyze. It is profit earning capacity and the growth of that particular company. So these all aspects are under financial aspects. Under non-financial analysis, these all things will come. That is marketing success, business model, competitive advantage, management of the company, and corporate governance. What is corporate governance? It is nothing but managing the company or else governance or the government of the corporate. So what is government? It's nothing but hierarchy or the people who are governing that particular company. We'll speak about some of the aspects and out of that aspects what type of questions we have to ask for the analysis. Okay, for your external examination you cannot write these type of questions, but you should write the answers for these all questions. So aspects are history, promoters and the management. So under history, promoters and the management, we need to ask some review questions like how old is this company? Okay. So there are a lot of companies who are promoting themselves by specifying the experience of the company. Is it? So the experience or the age of the company is also matters. Okay. In that particular field, especially. Okay, if the company is older one and if the industry is newer one for you, the age doesn't matter. If the company is in the same field from the many years, then that will be the first preference of those investors. Okay, then who are the promoters? Very importantly, how strong they are. The promoters should be a professional one. Okay, so if the promoters are specialized and professional, then the investors will invest in those companies. Then is it a family managed or professionally managed? There are several companies which are family managed and which are professionally managed. And there are some companies which are even family managed too, and even that managers are the professional. Okay, so we need to analyze or understand which type of company it is. For example, Tata, it is family managed or professionally managed? It is professionally managed. Okay, so the ownership will not go for the next generation. Then Mahindra and Mahindras, yes, obviously it is family plus professionally managed. Okay, Infosys, it is a professionally managed company. Okay, even though the founders are there, it is professionally managed company. The CEOs are not their next generations. The Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy's next generations are not the CEOs of that company. Sometimes the next generation of the founders may not be good or may not be professional. Their field may be different, and that's why we need to understand what type of company it is. Then comes what is the public image and the reputation of the company. This is related to goodwill. Okay, even about the promoters and its products. Okay, there are some people whose name is not good in public. So if they are the promoters of the company, that means the growth of that particular company may affect because of their public image, and that's why we need to analyze about the company's reputation and goodwill, and even the promoter's reputation and goodwill, and even about the products reputation also we need to understand. Okay, the next aspect is technology, facilities and production. Does the company use the relevant technology? It's very important. See, while you are choosing any of the college, you are going to understand is that particular college is using a good technology. If the college is of engineering one and if there is no machineries at all, then there is no use of joining that college, is it? So you need to understand in this way. You need to analyze the company too in this viewpoint. Is there any foreign collaboration? The foreign collaboration is also matters because sometimes the government interference will be also there, correct? The PUBG is banned recently because it is foreign collaborated, correct? The Chinese companies collaboration are also there with the South Korean companies. So chances of banning or chances of some of the major restrictions also there. So that analysis also we have to do. That aspect is there in coming points. Where is the unit located? Very important. The unit, I mean the branches, where it is located, how many branches it has. So that also we need to understand or analyze. Are the production facilities well balanced? The production facilities should be well balanced, or is the idle time may be more and non-production time may be more. Okay, so that's why we need to analyze about the production facilities. Is the size is right economic size? For example, in our classroom we can accommodate 60 students too, even we can accommodate 20 students too, but is that economical one? The 60 students may be a conjectured one, the 20 students may be a very lesser one for that particular infrastructure. The 30 is the economic size, 30 to 40 is the economic size. So you may studied about economic batch quantity. The batch should not be more and the batch should not be too less, it should be a economical one. Okay, the same viewpoint is applicable for the company's size too. So what are the production trends? So what about the production trends? Is that a trend is upwards? Is the trend is downwards? That's also important. What is the raw material position? I mean its availability of the raw materials and the stock of the raw materials in the stores. Is the process power intense? So if the process is just on the power intense, I mean which is based on the power, then it may be a problematic one. Sometimes if the power problem is there, then your production may be very less. Are there adequate arrangements for the power? So if it is a power one, then is there availability of generators or is there any availability of alternatives? That one also we need to analyze. That's it for today. In coming classes, we are going to speak about some other aspects and SWOT analysis too.